Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to report a death. Okay. And the death that I'm here to report lives in every single one of our hearts. Now, there's a lot of things that I get wrong on this channel, okay? I'll be the first to tell you when I get something wrong. But let me tell you something. The amount of hate that I have gotten in the past 365 days since I talked about how awful the 2026 rookie class looked was a little bit surprising to me. And I think today, finally, no matter how optimistic you are or how much you look at history and say rookie draft picks always gain value, I think no matter who you are, if you are playing Dynasty football, you can now agree with me that this might be the worst Dynasty rookie class of all time. In fact, I am confidently here to tell you guys that this is well and truly the worst Dynasty rookie class of all time. Now, about 380 or so days ago, I released my first 2026 Dynasty rookie rankings. And I spent about 4 minutes telling you guys, again, this was a year ago, over a year ago, why from 1 year out, it looked like the worst class we have ever seen. Now, many people were upset about that. Many people commented on the video, said, "You're an idiot." I hope people in my league watch this because I'm going to go buy 2026 rookie picks. Look at this freaking idiot. Oh boy. My gosh. Let's give a pour one out for those people. And then 2 weeks later, we followed it up with this video telling you to sell your 2026 picks. And we talked about all the players that you can cash in now. Now, again, is that a victory lap? Sure, but it hurts my heart. I don't want to take that victory lap. I want to come on this show. It benefits me creating content around Dynasty football for you guys to be excited, okay? So is it a victory lap? It doesn't help me to be right here. I wish I was wrong. I wish I could come on here on this stream today and tell you guys, well, round one was some up and downs, but look at day two, man. Look at how many running backs we got. Look at how many players are in positions where they could instantly get opportunities. But oh my gosh, this is well and truly the worst Dynasty rookie draft of all time. It is. I went out to Twitter and I told y'all, this is my feelings. And still, even now as we sit here, I would love to have some, what is it, like the cold take Twitter or whatever. I would absolutely love to be quote tweeted by cold takes in a year from now, in 2 years from now. I would genuinely love it because, oh my gosh, I'm looking at my rookie rankings right now. Quite frankly, guys, at this very present moment in time, this is, since I started creating content around Dynasty football, since I started scouting, since I started researching with like every ounce of my being, okay? This is, since that time, the worst 111 I've ever seen in Superflex rookie drafts. This is the worst 112 I've ever seen. This is the worst 201 I have ever seen. By far the worst second round any Dynasty rookie draft we have ever laid our eyes upon. It's not even close. It's truly awful. I want you guys to understand something. We often talk about historical hit rates. I know some people hate it. Some people love it. Some people draft and they live by these historical hit rates. I think it's an incredible tool and it's very helpful when coming up with rankings. But let me tell you guys something. Let's just look at star status for right now, okay? Not even superstar status. Star status is like the absolute bottom of the barrel for you to be a relevant Dynasty football player. In round two, there is one single player. This is so funny. Okay, this is hilarious. There is one single player in round two that has a historical hit rate just to reach star status. Just star status. One single player that has over a 48% chance to hit. That's round three running backs. You want to know who that is? You probably know. If you watch the NFL draft, you probably know who that player is. It's the annual late third round running back pick from your San Francisco 49ers. Historically, that is the one single player that has a hit rate over 48%. Now, if you remove Kalen Black, who, by the way, very unlikely to hit, because I think Jordan James is a better prospect, and you're at best thinking you could get a handcuff. This is so... I'm going to lose my mind. Okay, so let's remove Kalen Black from the situation for a second. Again, just look at star status hit rates. Can I tell you guys that in the entire second round, if you remove Kalen Black, the highest percentage chance of you hitting historically is 35%. 35%. Are you kidding? What world are we living in, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, if you are out there like, they said this about this class. Now in 2022, they said the class was going to be bad. No, this is well and truly, at least right now today, based off of history of over a decade, okay? Based off of landing spots where people don't even have a chance to break out. This is well and truly the worst rookie class of all time. Of all time, okay? Disagree with me. That's fine. Let me know in the chat. I want to hear from you. But my God, I hope you were able to sell your 2026 rookie picks when I was making content asking you, begging you to sell your picks. That doesn't mean I'm a genie. That doesn't mean I'm smarter than anybody else in the room. I just noticed a trend early on, and I hope you were able to jump on the train. Now, here's the good news. The first round in the top 10 picks is not too bad, okay? The first round, those top 10 picks, there's some real potential there, in my opinion. But here's the deal. I am going to, yesterday, we gave away this tool for the very first time. In fact, by this time tomorrow, I will have posted the rookie teardown tool across the entire Flock Fantasy website, okay? So if you're a promo code LAND member on the site, you will have access to the rookie teardown tool. We created this tool last year. Very great response. You guys wanted it again for 2026. If you want to know what it would take for me to tear down from the 101, what if you have the 102? How can I tear down? Where are the tiers? Where's the value? What if I have the 106, 7, 8? Well, if you want to know exactly how you should tear down from every single first round pick in 2026, the Dynasty Rookie Teardown tool from Land will be available on the Flock site tomorrow. But today on the stream, I'm going to give away this Rookie Teardown tool to 3 lucky people. So if you want to enter to win the Rookie Teardown tool, all you have to do is enter the giveaway. And step 1 is to like our stream. So go ahead and hit the like button for me to show some love. And step 2 is to type RIP into the chat. That is our code word. I thought we would keep it simple and give as many people an opportunity to come in here and win a rookie teardown tool. We want to maximize value for all of our rookie picks. I appreciate y'all so much being here with me. We are going to get into a Dynasty rookie mock draft. I would love for you to join me. Step 1 to get into this rookie mock draft is going to be joining our Discord, okay? Once you get into our Discord, you will see under the LAN tab, the mock drafts tab, okay? And I will go ahead and have Nightbot, if you're not in the Discord yet, give you a link to join. So right here, okay, this is where I'm going to paste the link for you guys to come and join me. We'll do some rookie drafts tonight. We'll do a bunch, all right? We'll have plenty of people who have a chance to join us here today. But I'm going to go ahead and paste that link right here in the chat. It will be first come, first serve to all of you lovely people. But let's go ahead and get that filled up. I appreciate y'all coming in here and hanging out. You know, more than ever before, I think this is the worst second round of all time. The worst second round of all time. I'm not being dramatic, okay? Like, again, I want you guys to understand. It does not benefit me at all whatsoever to come here on the stream and tell you guys, as someone who is covering Dynasty rookie content, it does not benefit me at all to come and be like, okay, well, this class sucks. Confirmed. There might be some good players. You're taking some shots. It doesn't benefit me, guys. Okay? In fact, it's probably hurting my personal income. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm going to keep it a buck. This class sucks. And I'm sorry if that ruins your night, but most of you probably already knew that in the first place. Guys, I appreciate you so much being here. We're going to jump into this rookie draft. You know what? I thought I'm down. I'm really down and out. You guys might be down and out. So I thought, what can I do tonight to kind of lift the atmosphere for our community? So I thought, you know what? For tonight only, there's 2 things I'm going to do for you guys. Okay, 2 things I'm going to do for you. Let's go here. BOGO trade or... Okay, 2 things I'm going to do for you guys tonight. Okay, because I'm trying to think of a way that we can make this fun. I don't really ever do this, so now's the time to take advantage of this. Okay, number 1, what we're going to do is we're going to offer BOGO trade offers tonight and tonight only. Okay, so when you go to the link tree, which is the link that is in the pinned comment right now, if you buy a trade question tonight with Dynastyland and you have me answer it on stream, they're all going to be BOGO from here on out. Anybody who buys a trade question, buy one, get one off, okay? You go crazy. However many you want to buy, however many questions you have, okay? Second thing I'm going to do for you is if you're not an annual Mother Flocker member, and I've never done this before, but if you're not an annual Mother Flocker member yet, today is the day to sign up because I'm going to give you BOGO team reviews as well, okay? So has to be for brand new annual Mother Flocker members, okay? And that is for the BOGO team playbook, right? Not only that, but we do have spots in our Artemis League. I think we have 5 spots remaining. This is a real league that you can be a part of if you're an annual Mother Flocker member. And you can join that if you become a new member. You'll get fast-tracked right on in. So that is the offer that I'm going to give to you guys tonight. Wanted to do something small, whatever I can do to help lift the mood. But again, if you've been considering becoming a member, then tonight is the night, my friend. Let me go ahead and reach my hand right out to you and say welcome. Welcome to the community. DM me if you have any questions. This offer is going to live for 24 hours, okay? For 24 hours, this offer lives. And one clarification as well on the BOGO trade offers. When you go to that link tree here, let me be very clear. You cannot get a BOGO offer on a voucher already, right? So you can't submit a voucher and then get a free voucher. It has to be paid trade question vouchers. Okay, let's jump into this Dynasty rookie mock draft. This is a Superflex 0.5 tight end premium full PPR, okay? So let's go ahead and jump in right here, right now. Again, I'm doing everything I can to lift the mood. It is a little bit of a dark time, but I'm trying to do everything I can to help out. As we see, Jeremiah Love at the 101, no surprise. Carnell Tate at the 102. Yes, everyone's welcome to join no matter what you look like. Henry says, the 1997 rookie draft was so bad that Ray Carruth was pick 12, a known felon. And yeah, I can't relate, but understandable. Okay, so after Tate, we do see Tyson come off the board, then Jadarian Price, then Mekhi Lemon. I'm sitting here at the 106. I think the 106 is really the sweet spot now. Before we thought it was the 105. Obviously, Jadarian Price pushes that tier to 6 instead of 5. And really, wholeheartedly, if you're out there and you don't have a preference between a Mendoza, a Lemon, a Price, then it really is a great tier for you to kind of tier down in between. I'm going to go ahead and take Fernando Mendoza here at the 106. I get the number 1 overall pick, 6 overall. I'm pretty happy with that. What I am a little bit frustrated about is the Raiders really didn't do a single thing to improve their receiving options. You know what I mean? I mean, truly, there's not a single thing that they did to kind of help Fernando Mendoza out during the draft. Obviously, they improved their offensive line, bringing in Tyler Linderbaum. That's great. That's not only great for Mendoza, but that's great for Genty. But I did think that we would see maybe a little more help on the way for Mendoza. So that is a little concerning, but trying not to overthink it too much yet. But what do you guys think? You think I'm overreacting? I would love to have some conversations with y'all. Obviously, my opinion isn't the only one that you have to listen to, but I am pretty steadfast in saying that this is not a great class. Okay, after Mendoza at the 106, we do get Ty Simpson off the board at the 107. I do think some people are overreacting a little bit to the the reports yesterday where Sean McVay did not know that the pick was happening. I think that's a little bit overdone. Number 1, keep this in mind, guys, with the whole Ty Simpson thing, okay? McVay hasn't met with a prospect before drafting them since 2020, Okay. Number 2, Les Snead has a strong relationship with Simpson's dad. And this is all from Coach Speak Index. Okay. So all of that, in my opinion, is a little bit overdone. Yeah, I think that's a little bit overdone, a little bit over dramatized in my personal opinion. You guys might have a different opinion, but I would love to hear from you about that. Okay, that is round 1. Why don't you guys tell me who you think is the best and worst values in round number 1? Who is a player that you think was drafted too high? Who is a player that you think was drafted too low? I want to hear from you, and I want to hear your opinions, ladies and gentlemen. So let me hear from y'all in the chat. Okay, so best value. Let's hear from y'all. Stowers. Robert says Stowers is the best value. Meanwhile, John says Stowers is useless with Goddard. So there's kind of a little bit of a best of both worlds there, isn't it? Joel says I'm not panicking enough. Silver says Stowers doesn't belong anywhere near the first now. I don't think I agree with that, guys. I don't know what happened in day 2 for us to say there's other players that we're that much more excited about than Eli Stowers to kick him out of round 1. At the moment, I personally have Stowers, and I'm still adjusting, but I personally have him as my 11th ranked player in the class. So I think you're very clearly seeing the Eagles tell us that after this year, Dallas Goedert's gone, Eli Stowers is going to be their guy. So I kind of respectfully would disagree that Stowers is not deserving of round 1. In an average class, sure, I would agree with you there. If you guys were saying like, hey, look, in the average class, Stowers should not be a round 1 guy. I'm not going to like disagree with you on that. But as of today, right now, given the weakness of this class, I don't think I agree. Someone said, can we call into the show? Yes, you can. In fact, that is a feature that is exclusively available to Land Annual Mother Flocker members. I'll show you exactly where you can find that feature. Under the Land tab, and I'll go ahead and tag people today and let them know if they want to call in, they can. It would be fun to hear from you guys. Anybody who's a Annual Mother Flocker member with the promo code LAND, one of the many benefits that you get is the Discord exclusives. And one of those exclusives is the call channel. It's very simple. All you have to do is sync up your Discord to your Flock Fantasy account, and then you should unlock this if you're a promo code LAND Annual Mother Flocker member. But I'll just let everybody know that I am taking calls for today's stream if you want to call in. But you simply leave a voice message. It can be anywhere from, I don't know, whatever you want. 10 seconds, 90 seconds, whatever you want to get off your chest. I'm here. I'm venting. I'd love to hear from you as well. Okay, let's jump into round number 2. And again, I appreciate y'all being here, hanging out with me. I am giving away our rookie tear down tool, sneak peek access to one of you guys, to a couple of you guys actually. If you want to enter today's giveaway, all you have to do is simply like today's stream. Okay, step 1 is like the stream, and step 2 is to type our code word, which is RIP. We're really leaning in to the despair of this class, if we're honest. Let's jump into round 2, though. I think this is where things will get quite interesting. And really, more than ever, it is just an absolute crapshoot, rather, in this second round. I gotta be honest, I am shocked. Have I lost my mind, or are you guys really leaving? Okay, I haven't lost my mind. Guys, what the hell is going on? How is Omar Cooper falling to the 203? How in the world is Omar Cooper falling to the 203? What world are we living in? Why are we taking a round 3 receiver in Chris Bell, a round 3 receiver in Jacoby Lane, a round 2 receiver in Denzel Boston over Omar Cooper, who went round 1? What exactly are we doing? Someone said, where did this confidence in the Jets come from? Are you kidding me? Sorry, you guys are right. I should be advocating for Jacoby Lane, prospect wide receiver, who's a project at this point, on the Baltimore Ravens in round 3. You guys are right. I should be pounding the table for that guy who historically has a 25% hit rate. My bad. I feel like I've lost my mind here. Are we all talking about a completely different game that we're playing? There's not a single reason that you can sell me on. And I don't care if the Jets offense suck. Yeah, we all know that. But you can't sell me on the idea of Omar Cooper going after these guys. We're living in different worlds if that's the case. Okay. I'm on the board and my gosh, it's ugly. It is absolutely disgusting here. And, like, I think this is a terrible pick. But again, this is the worst second round I've ever seen. So, I am not high on this player. I don't think he is going to be a superstar or anything. However, when I look at all the options available to me, there's not any better option. Yeah, it was a bad pick by the 49ers. Yes, it was a reach. No, he's not worth the first pick in the second round. But I'm not going to let Dazon Stribling fall any further than the 206. Looking at my write-up, which should be available in our next version of the Rookie Report, which, by the way, Rookie Report version 3, which will be our final version, should be available to you guys on probably Sunday or Monday your time. And we'll get some brand new profiles in there, brand new rankings. But I wrote this about Dazon Stribling. I wrote, Stribling is the kind of prospect that makes you pound the table. The journey alone demands respect, and that's fair. From Washington State to Oklahoma State, where a broken wrist ended his season early, then to Ole Miss, where he caught 55 balls for 811 yards in 2025. He's 6'2", vertical burst is rare at that size, wins quickly versus press, and honestly is faster with the ball in his hands than without. He's just one of those really unique guys where when the ball's in his hand, he's faster as a yak player, right? He's one of the better run blocking receivers in this class. I think that's probably why San Francisco decided to draft him so high. They didn't really like any of the receivers. They wanted to improve their blocking game. Thought, hey, he's going to be a great maybe replacement long-term of a Juwan Jennings. Clearly the concerns are there. Like, he doesn't gear down very well. He's got that big, lanky profile. It takes him a long time to get between those cuts. Not a lot of short area burst. Not great at the catch point for such a big profile. I think people are going to hate this, but my pro comp ceiling for him is probably Marvin Jones. Does anybody remember Marvin Jones Jr. out there? Maybe Brashard Smith comes to mind. Now, that's not going to excite you. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. If you got Marvin Jones at the 206 in this class, I don't know if you'd be that disappointed, quite frankly. I don't know if you'd be that disappointed. So I'll take him there at the 206. We do get Jonah Coleman at the 208, Zachariah Branch at the 209. Here's the thing, like, honestly, guys, the second round is really so unsolidified right now. Again, I know I keep like saying a lot of like never and ever and all, but truly, there's never been a class that I've covered, I mean this wholeheartedly, where after day 2, I'm still so uncertain what the second round looks like. Because I really think, as bad as day 2 went, if you get some running backs in good spots in rounds 4 and 5, they might shoot up into the early second round this year. That's how bad this class is. Those guys that historically you're probably drafting with the 306, the 312, somewhere in that range, like this year they might end up being, you know, mid-second round picks, maybe even earlier at that point. So, yeah, this is, again, worst case scenario. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to keep it real with y'all about this class. So Carson Beck comes off the board at the 211. I want to have a conversation here in a second. So Malachi Fields at the 212. I think Fields, as much as I don't like Malachi Fields, I think that's probably too late for him. Because we need to have a heart-to-heart. Okay, I'm going to pause. We need to have a heart-to-heart, guys. Okay? Look me in the eyes. Since you have known Dynasty Land football, there's been something that I have consistently told you. And I've consistently told you, do not take round 3 quarterbacks in round 2, or, you know, they need to be like round 4 picks. Why have I told you that? Because there's a 0% hit rate on round 3 quarterbacks since 2014. Okay? So historically, it's not ever worked out since we started looking at historical hit rates since 2014, right? Round 3 quarterbacks are a shit show. It's never worked out. It's been an absolute terrible pick. You've been burning your money. However, here's the thing. This class sucks so bad that contextually, I do think for the first time in a while, I will have 2 round 3 quarterbacks, and things can change tomorrow, but as of right now, I think I will have 2 round 3 quarterbacks in the second round of my rankings. And I can't believe I'm saying that, but that's just the state of this class. Again, I asked myself, okay, let's think about it. Carson Beck was drafted exactly where Trey Benson was, actually. But he goes to the Arizona Cardinals. And I asked myself, what are the chances that Carson Beck starts in 2026? I think there's a greater than 50% chance that he starts a game. That doesn't mean that I think he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. That's not even the standard in this class anymore, guys, okay? You're asking yourself, can one of these guys get on the field? That's what you're asking. And when you look at Jacoby Brissett, who, yes, was good for fantasy, but was not a good quarterback last year. You look at Gardner Minshew. How many games do you guys think the Cardinals are going to win in their first 10 games? How many? Huh? If they win, if they start out 3-7, do you really think they're not going to let Carson Beck have a go? You really think that? I think if they start off 3-7 or something, they are absolutely going to have Carson Beck step in there and say, all right, fella, let's see what you got. Now, again, we go and we look at a Drew Aller. Drew Aller actually has, in my opinion, a lot more upside. This is a player who a year ago we said if things go right for him, he could be a top 5 NFL draft pick. Now, things didn't go right. He's still very young. He's a project. History tells us he's probably a nothing burger. However, if you're looking for a project and a guy that has some serious inside the 5, inside the 10 rushing upside, he's never going to rush for 1,000 yards. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he could be a player that could have 5, 6, 7 rushing touchdown seasons, right? Just with his big body. So you look at a Drew Aller and you think, okay, is Aaron Rodgers coming back? Do we really know anything? If Aaron Rodgers is not back, then you have to compete with Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. Will Howard, who was, what, was he a 6th, 7th round pick? Someone remind me. So I just, again, let me be very clear, because I see people saying these quarterbacks aren't good. Guys, wake up. Please. This entire class is not good. It's not like we're in the year 2024 and I'm suggesting, should we take a round 3 quarterback over these really good players? No, that's not at all what I'm suggesting right now. I'm telling you that the most likely outcome for every single one of these second round picks is that they never become dynasty relevant. Never. Okay? So why not take a shot contextually when you think about the entire class on 2 guys who have a very good chance to start in the NFL this year? The most likely outcome is they're nothing burgers. But what are you going to do? Again, without being disrespectful, like Ted Hurst comes off the board here. And again, this is not meant to be disrespectful at all whatsoever. But truthfully, like, let's just think about that for a second. Ted Hurst. Okay, so you're going to draft Ted Hurst, who was the 84th pick in the draft, a round 3 pick, to a wide receiver room that I find it really difficult to know exactly how he's going to stand out there. Round 3 hit rates historically are terrible for receivers. Just for star status, we're talking 25%. So would you rather take the shot on what is the upside of a Ted Hurst? No disrespect, but historically, he's not a premier prospect. What is it? He could maybe have a season where he's a top 36 point per game scorer. Maybe. Why take that shot rather than betting on a Carson Beck or a Drew Aller, who contextually very likely are going to have a chance to start in the NFL this year? So that's my opinion on the matter. Unfortunately, as I'm having these conversations, I'm seeing some people in the chat making some weird correlation. Like, they're saying, like, Ted Hurst is good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay? That's fine. He's good. He's a 3rd round pick. History tells us that's not a good bet to make. Okay? And the odds that he hits What are the upside cases of these players? If Drew Aller becomes a starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I promise you, even if he's dog shit, he's going to be more valuable than the third-round receiver that you decided to draft anyway. So, with all due respect, I think some of us are not being realistic with ourselves. Someone says Godwin was the 84th overall pick. Yeah, guys, again, this is like, okay, Puka Nacua was a 5th round pick. That doesn't contribute to the conversation. Like, I understand that is why we have the historical hit rates, gang. Okay, like I get it. I did not once say there's no way any of these players ever become fantasy relevant. I'm telling you, based off of history, if you're gonna make these bets and base it off of upside, then I don't see a reason why you wouldn't take some of these quarterbacks instead. Literally every pick in round 2 is a reach. Okay, let's be on the same page here. Every pick is a reach. Okay, look, y'all do what you want, but I'm just telling you, if you're gonna aggressively pound the table for one player over the other, then I think you guys are living in a different world than I am, and that's okay. I am gonna take Mike Washington here. I did end up being quite low on Mike Washington before the draft. Moved him quite significantly down my rankings pre-draft. And I do think that we will see, obviously, Mike Washington, Emmett Johnson. Where's the Nick Singleton people at? Maybe Nick Singleton. We'll see those guys get drafted here. Damon Claiborne in day 3. But it's unlikely that they ever become fantasy relevant players. So, Shane says we should have a draft strike and skip 2026 drafts. That's funny. What's up, buddy? He says, land annual member here. He says, how do I ask draft questions on the website? Just got trade vouchers, and a start sit. Yeah, so if you're a member, my friend, all you need to do is step 1 would be to link your teams on the My Teams page. And once you've done that, you'll see this trade question button here. You just kind of follow it, fill it out, and then you'll have a voucher at the end when you go to checkout. But okay, let's hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys. Cryptic says, I was literally reaching this very conclusion watching Allard go to the Steelers. Glad to hear you are of the same opinion. Let's jump into another rookie draft here. Okay, I'd love for you guys to come join me. Let's get into another one. I'll post this link in the Discord again. Let's go draft. Let's go rookie, super flex. Let's go, I feel like 2 rounds. Let's go 3 rounds. We'll put it 30 seconds on the clock. And I'm going to go ahead and again, I'll put this in the Discord. It will be first come, first serve. Oh, shoot. Okay, here we are. I'll take the worst spot on the board. And again, here in the Discord, I will paste this link for you guys to join. Would love for you to come join me here. And while I'm waiting for that to join, we do have someone who is utilizing the call feature. Again, I love this feature. It's honestly quite fun to hear you guys call into the show. Anybody who is an annual Mother Flock, remember, it is one with the code LAND. This is one of the many perks that you guys get. But let's go ahead and hear from Rocket here, who is calling into the show. Wants to say an opinion of his of the class, I'm sure. But let's hear from Rocket.
Hey, Zach. You love him. I love him. So it has to be asked. Why is Elijah Surratt still on the board?
Yeah, Elijah Surratt. Transparently, I didn't even want to talk about it because it hurt my heart so much. But Elijah Surratt has not been drafted yet, guys, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking. You know, him going round 2 would have been best case scenario. Round 3 basically buries a receiver. You know, of course there are outliers to round 4 and round 5, but it's a terrible hit rate. But let's hope in round 4, I mean, if the Raiders don't draft him at 102 and link him back up with Mendoza, I will be absolutely shocked. Like, truly. With their wide receiver room. I mean, again, can we go look at the Raiders for 1 second? What in the world would they be wanting to spend that pick on other than a receiver? No, actually, to be fair, don't worry. Jalen Naylor, your wide receiver 1. You're fine. You're fine, Vegas. No, they need to figure it out. They need to figure it out quickly. So I pray to God that they're able to draft him there. But clearly the NFL is not impressed with Elijah Surratt. And unfortunately, we're going to have to drastically lower expectations to the point where, like, being 100% honest with you, if Elijah Surratt is even, you know, a wide receiver 3 in the NFL at this point, then I think we would all be quite lucky. Like, that outcome would be probably best case scenario type of outcome for Elijah Surratt. So it's painful to admit, but yeah, clearly he was not in the same class as an Omar Cooper. But again, what can you do? You win some and you lose some. Okay, let's jump into another rookie mock draft here. We'll do 30 seconds on the clock. Tight end premium, 0.5. And let's go ahead and let it run with Darth Zader here. Darth Zader. As Jeremiah Love goes off the board, the 101, Tate at the 102. I think that's probably going to be consensus at this point. You know what I mean, guys? Like, I don't really see a scenario in which that changes. At this present moment in time, that's pretty much locked and loaded. Okay, Jordan Tyson at the 103, Price at the 104. It's funny, like, I'm like, y'all know my opinions on X. I'm not the biggest fan of X. No surprise. But on X, all I see every day, well, every day, I mean, in the last 24 hours, is accounts saying, yeah, Jadarian Price sucks. This was a reach. And there's no way I'm drafting him even at the 107. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, really? This class, of all classes, you're not going to draft Jadarian Price to the 107? I can't wrap my head around some of the takes that I've seen on X today. I think he's a locked and loaded top 4 pick in this class. I know not everybody's going to be on the same page there, but I think history tells us that even if you put Jadarian Price and you give him round 2 draft capital, I think he's got incredible opportunity ahead of him. I've got him projected to take over 50% of the team's rushing attempts in 2026. And a lot of people say, well, are you not worried about Zach Charbonnet? No, not at all. Can I tell you why? Because the guy tore his ACL at the very end of the year. Okay. He's not going to be ready at earliest round, week 10, 11, 12 of the NFL season at earliest. And he's a free agent the year after. It's just very clear to me that, you know, the Seahawks want him to be the future of their franchise. Otherwise, I don't think they make this pick. Okay, look, Elijah Surratt cannot be going off the board at the 111 anymore, guys. Surratt, we don't even know if he's a second-round rookie pick at this point. Quite frankly, that's got to be, I love you, draft capitalist, but that is a big old reach right there. It doesn't even matter where he goes in day 3. He could go to the Raiders, and I would say that's probably a reach. But at this point, best case scenario for Surratt is definitely going round 4 to the Raiders. Gosh, that sucks. Okay, guys, I appreciate you being here. I want to hear from you a couple things. Number one, so far in the second rookie mock draft, who is the best value? Who is the worst value? I want to hear from you guys, okay? Who's the best value? Who's the worst value so far through the first 14 picks? We'd love to hear that from you guys. Secondly, if you're just joining us, I am giving away one of our, actually 3 people will win today. I'm giving away our rookie tear down tool. It's a tool that helps you trade down from every first round pick in the NFL draft outside of really the 111, 112. It's just not really possible to trade down from those in this class. But if you want to enter to win a sneak peek, I haven't released this yet on the Flock site. It'll be released very soon, but you will win a sneak peek. All you have to do to enter is simply like today's stream. That's step 1. And step 2 is to type in our code word of the day, which is RIP. So those 2 steps will automatically enter you into today's giveaway. Okay. Shafi says Concepcion is the best value. You know what, Briggs? You're not wrong. I don't know how long the ACL recovery will be, but based off of all history, it's going to be longer than 6 months, man, for him to actually be a starting running back in the NFL and a team that, and a player that a team's relying on carrying their offense. So you're right. I can't say that. It's not that I know that for certain, but based off of a long amount of history of professional athletes in the NFL tearing their ACL. Very unlikely he's available before week 10, 11, 12. Styles says, Zach, are you taking Price over Mendoza in rookie drafts? I am, yes. But it's close. They'd be very close for me, kind of back-to-back situation. You know what? This is true, actually. Big winner of today's cycle is Jack Besh. Where are my Jack Besh truthers out there? Maybe we'll finally get a chance to see Jack Besh, dominate in his class. I hope so. Best pick cryptic says Stowers. Let's see. Silo says some is going to hit in second and third rounds. If you're making one pick per round, it's going to be hard. The only win is having multiple shots, and in that case, your roster will be clogged. Well, yeah, I think let's all get on the same page. I think it goes without saying, but to clarify, obviously the best case scenario for you is to trade these second round picks to compete today for, veterans in the NFL. But that has become harder today than it has ever become in any class ever. So, look, I don't really disagree with you, but yeah, that's going to be tough to do for sure. Mason is in the chat and he says, honestly, at this point, I may be ranking Sammy Stacks at the 203. Yeah. Welcome in, Mason. I started today's stream by basically ranting, and a lot of people are feeling the same way. I have called it the worst rookie class of all time. Okay, let's jump back in here into the second round. Someone said Sammy has no upside. Here's what I will say, okay? You know what? I've been very negative today. Let's take a second and be positive. Okay, let's take a second to be positive. I'm sure this player's going to come off the board now that I'm talking about them, but as of right now, and I know third round hit rates are terrible. Here's the thing, guys. Anybody you're taking in round 2, historically, it's going to be a terrible pick. Let's just be honest, okay? But right now, my 202 in this class is Antonio Williams. Antonio Williams. And let me tell you about Antonio Williams. I love Antonio Williams. Wasn't my guy coming into the class. Obviously, would have preferred him to go in round 2. I think we're all on the same page there. But Antonio Williams is a very exciting prospect, in my opinion. I compared him a lot to Josh Downs. And in an offense like Washington, where there is just no one at all that you can throw the ball to outside of Terry McLaurin and now Chigakonkwo, who's a big winner, I think Antonio Williams has a chance to be very fantasy relevant in year 1. We've had multiple years from Luke McCaffrey. He hasn't shown us anything. Treylon Burks would be fun. I mean, if Treylon Burks revives his career, then there will be a lot of people who are angry with me. And all of a sudden, maybe they won't be angry with me. Because I love Treylon Burks. I'm not going to lie to you. But I think Antonio Williams has a chance to be the starting slot receiver for Washington from day 1. In fact, I would be genuinely shocked if he doesn't beat out Luke McCaffrey by the end of the year to be the starting slot receiver. So that is exciting to me, right? It's an offense that I'd like to be a part of. He's a good prospect out of Clemson. He's a good route runner. So I am completely on board to take a shot on him, given how weak this class is overall. So Antonio Williams is the one hope, but at the same time, he's a third-round pick. And again, history tells us that the most likely outcome is that he ends up being a nothing burger for Dynasty football. Again, that's a very, very likely outcome, is that he's absolutely nobody. Nobody. I'll read you my write-up on Antonio Williams. Here's what I said in the draft guide, and this will be available in our final version, which we'll release here very soon. On Antonio Williams, I wrote, I'm going to be a higher on Antonio Williams than most. His route running is incredibly fun to watch. Quick, decisive cuts, great footwork at the line of scrimmage, quick releases, high IQ manipulation versus zone. When I use the term conviction plant, which I talk about a lot when I'm scouting receivers, you guys know that ability to kind of stick the foot in the ground and then almost propel yourself in the opposite direction to get in and out of the stems of your routes. But when I talk about conviction plant, he's basically the class of this class in conviction planning. A lot of Josh Downs to his game. Obviously, the ceiling is very questionable. It's unlikely that he ever becomes a top 12 dynasty receiver. He's not going to be on the field for 2 wide receiver sets. Small wingspan. But I think there's some real dog to his game. And I think if he impresses this coaching staff, he could get opportunities very early on. So I'm excited about him. Let's see. On shot, it says Antonio Williams as an early second is disgusting. Truthfully, guys, like, you could replace the name Antonio Williams with any name in this class outside the first round, and you're right. You're right. But again, that's how bad this class is. You're not wrong. It's just contextualize it for the entire class, right? Mason says, I was hoping to record top 24 rookie rankings video tonight. It looks like I have to wait until tomorrow with the running backs not going today. Yeah. It's not ideal at this present moment, is it? Okay, Carson Beck comes off the board at the 303. Man, I love Skylar Bell, but he's also been buried, hasn't he? Also, really disappointed that the Michael Triggs and the Justin Jollies, like, there was a lot of tight ends that came off the board, but most of them, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't even know who they were. Like, let me keep it 100% real with you. We're in round 3, and I'm hearing some of these tight ends come off the board. I know Sam Roush. I know Oscar Delp. But I was thinking to myself, who? Sorry, who? Will Kaczmarek? I'm saying that wrong, I know. But who? I know Eli Raridon. It was more like round 2 where there was a ton of like Tip Ryman picks where these blocking tight ends kind of started to come off the board, right? Nate Borkacher. Sorry, I don't know who that is. Marlon Klein. I know Marlon Klein. Thank God Max Clare came off the board, but you know what sucked about Max Clare is we love Terrence Ferguson as well. It's like, my gosh, man. Really? Really? How are we supposed to have any hope for these tight ends in Los Angeles when the draft goes that way? Okay. Let's do one more rookie draft. And I would love for you guys to join me. We'll just do 2 rounds because, let's be honest, it's depressing once we get into the 3rd round. Okay, would love for you guys to join me. I'll go ahead and put this one into the YouTube chat. It will be first come, first serve. And once we fill this one up, this will be our last one of the day. But again, I appreciate y'all coming into the stream. Would love to hear from you, your thoughts on the day. If you want to enter today's giveaway, all you have to do to win a rookie teardown tool is simply like today's stream. Okay, hit the like button and then type, RIP into the chat. That's our code word for the day. And we currently have, I think, 30 entries, so you've got a great chance to win today. Someone asked, do you think Mason Taylor is cooked? Yes. Yes, I do. I didn't really love him as a prospect, transparently coming out. I did start to get a little sold on the idea of him being relevant because there was no one else in that room to catch passes. But, yeah, when you take a tight end in round 1, yes, Mason Taylor is absolutely cooked. No doubt about it. Here's the funny thing, guys. Like, this class is so bad, I'm starting to ask myself, what would I trade my 2nd round pick for? Honestly, like, let's think about that for a second. If you have Jonathan Brooks, would you send away the 202 for Jonathan Brooks? Like, this is how bad this class is. You know what? Let's make that the 203. I want to put a poll out there. So, would you rather have the 203 in this class or Jonathan Brooks? That's where we are today, guys. That's the real place that we currently live in. I'll take Concepcion here at the 7. And If you had troubles trading your 2026 picks before the draft, I got bad news for you. It's not going to get any easier. Okay? It's not going to get any easier from here on out, unfortunately. Okay, so right now we have 36 votes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I have to go even lower. Out of 36 votes, 72% of you are saying you want Jonathan Brooks over the 203. And I don't think you're crazy. I don't think you're crazy for saying that. Okay, let me let me go even lower here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Lower than Jonathan Brooks in my rankings would be... I love Jonathan Brooks. Okay, how about this? Wow, we're about to get really, really low here. Okay. Would you rather have the 203 in this class, or I can't believe I'm going to say this, Rashad White? You know what? That's not far enough down. Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell. This one surely should be interesting. The 203 or Kenneth Gainwell. Maybe I've gone too far in the opposite direction there. This is crazy. Okay, let's think of a receiver that we could do here. Oh, wow. I've got a really good one. It seems like people want the 203 over Kenneth Gainwell here. I've got a really, really good poll for you guys. Oh, shoot. Okay. Would you rather the 203 or Parker Washington? The 203 or Parker Washington, y'all. Which would you rather have? Okay, maybe that wasn't hard enough, because very easily 71% of you are saying Parker Washington. Let's make it harder. All right. You want to go gross for gross? I'll give you gross for gross. Would you rather the 203? You're gonna have to make a hard decision here. The 203 or Xavier Worthy? The 203 or Xavier Worthy? A player that I haven't heard a single person say that they're interested in, or that they like, or that they want in over 6 months. And maybe we need to make it harder then. Maybe we need to make it harder, because right now 70% of you are saying Xavier Worthy. Okay. That's, I want to find a sweet spot here. I want to find a sweet spot. That's what she said. Okay, would you rather? 203. How low are you guys going to make me go? Okay, the 203 or my guy, notorious my guy 2025, Jack Besh. Jack Besh or the 203. As of today, I mean, look, the Raiders could draft like Surratt in round 4 and it would change, but as of today, I think I'm taking Jack Besh. Wow, I'm surprised. 66% of you are taking the pick. It's funny because at best there you're getting a third round receiver anyway. Unless your draft goes a really weird way. Okay, so that's too low, obviously. Let's find a sweet spot. I think I know a sweet spot. Would you rather? And by the way, I would buy Jack Best for that price, personally, unless round 3 goes a certain way. The 203, I think this will make things weird. 203 or Jalen Knoll. 203 or Jalen Knoll. I don't know how this is going to go. I imagine this one will be close. I mean, we know Jalen Knoll can produce, and he's about to step in to be the starter. No Christian Kirk in Houston. Wow, really? Damn, guys. Less than 30% of you are saying Jalen Knoll? Damn, son. Damn. All right. This is harder than I thought. All right. Only 28% of you said Jalen Knoll. That's crazy. I'm taking Knoll there. I'm taking Knoll. Okay, who would you rather? 203 or... Let me make you throw it by the way. That's what she said. Why would she say that? Okay. 203 or Brandon Ayuk. 203 or Brandon Ayuk. Either way, I'm going to make you cry. Either way, I'm going to make you cry. Okay, we're finally getting somewhere. This is the closest poll we've had so far. With over 70 votes, we're at a 44% for Brandon Ayuk and 56 for the 203. That's probably going to be as close as it's going to get. I think that's probably going to be as close as we're going to get with all these players. Ayuk is not signed, but I don't think people care. I just don't think they like this class. Okay, let's do one more. This is going to be fun. I know my answer, and I think many of you will know my answer to this. But would you rather the 203 or Chig Okonkwo? The 203 or we're getting chiggy with it. I can't believe we're in a draft class where Chig Okonkwo might be valued at the 203. Who do you want here? Who do you want? Wow, a lot of people are saying Chig. What quarterback could we put there to make things interesting? Okay, you want to get even more gross? I'll get gross. This is a close poll, by the way. It looks like Chig will win by about 55% to 45%. So that's close. One last one. We're going to make this really gross. Okay? We're going to make this really gross. Would you rather? 203 or Shedeur Sanders? Would you rather have the 203 or Shedeur Sanders? Oh my God. I can't believe this is where we are. I cannot believe this is where we are. Uh, it's painful, man. It's painful out here. Wow, that's the closest one yet. Shador is winning 52 to 48%. That might be exactly where the split is. I think we finally found the point of no return. Jason Breaker says, welcome to hell. This well and truly feels like hell to me. You're basically asking the question, like, you know Shador's going to have a chance to start. They added Concepcion. They added Boston. Do you think he's a long-term answer? I don't. Or, yeah, Mason's right. This is exactly where my mind went. Would I rather take a shot on Aller and Beck or Sanders? But Shador, at least you know is going to start. The thing is, I could easily see a scenario in which Shador starts this year, he's dog shit, and then they draft someone else next year. And I really do believe that Drew Aller and Carson Beck will have a chance to start this year. Oh, wow. That's a toughie. Okay, so almost 90 votes. We had Shador Sanders settling at 51%. That's a tight poll if I've ever seen one. That's what she said. Why would she say that? I don't know. Okay, guys, this is your last chance to enter today's giveaway. I'm going to go ahead and do this giveaway now to get early sneak peek access to my rookie teardown tool, a tool that is widely popular last year. Shows you exactly how I would try to tear down from all of your first-round picks outside of the 11 and 12 this year. But we want to maximize value on our rookie picks. So if you want to enter, all you have to do is simply like today's stream and then type the code word, which is RIP. That is our code word for today. But that looks like the point of no return. Shador Sanders officially wins the vote by 1%, well, 2%, 51% to 49%. Sheesh. Damn. Delusional Vikings fan says, I think you can trade more in your average league with the 203 over these players. Probably if people aren't tuned in. I think if people aren't tuned in, I could see that being the case. A lot of people are saying, you know, Aller and Beck over Shador, which I don't really have a strong enough opinion to care either way, I guess. Yeah, so not a great day today, guys. Not the best day, was it? Let's go ahead and do this giveaway, though. And directly after this giveaway, we're going to jump into some trade questions, some team reviews. If you'd like to get your team review tonight, I went ahead and put a link, a pinned comment in the chat. But if you'd like to get your team reviewed, we do give out a team playbook, customized review of your Dynasty team. After I review your team, you get this beautiful graphic. You can use a promo code LAND, become an annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a free playbook that you can use through the store as a voucher, or you can purchase one a la carte through the Flock store. If you're a member of a different promo code, then that's available to you. I would highly suggest, if you're not an annual Mother Flocker member with code LAND yet, today's a great day to get on board. Any brand new members, I am doubling your playbooks with your membership. And then also, you can get a guaranteed spot into our next Real Land League, the Artemis League, which drafts this Monday night. This Monday night, you can be a part of a Real League That Matters, the first league that we will ever host that will be drafting rookies rather than rookie picks. So we'll get to see where Jonah Coleman goes if he freaking drafts and... Oh my God, imagine Jonah Coleman doesn't get drafted even in round 4. My goodness gracious. How bad can things get? All right, I'm going to give you one more chance to enter the giveaway. And while I wait, let's hear from Sparrow from the call feature here in our Discord for our members. Let's go ahead and hear from him.
I know we're saying, and I agree with you that the rookie class is the worst, at least that I've ever had since I started Dynasty. But I do think that Antonio Williams to the Commanders in the third round is a sneaky good early second round pick. What are your thoughts on it?
I completely concur. You probably heard me by now talk about Antonio Williams on today's stream. He is the one kind of light at the end of the tunnel from today's draft. They have De'Ami Brown. They drafted Jalen Lane in the 4th last year. Luke McCaffrey is your main slot guy right now, but he's not going to be... he's had 2 years to show us something. He showed us nothing. I think Antonio Williams will probably be the starting slot receiver by the end of the year. The issue is, that's typically the type of player that you're excited to draft early 3rd in a normal class. Do you know what I mean? Maybe early 3rd round, you'd be like, yay, we can draft this guy. There's some upside there. Whereas now you got to draft him in the early 2nd. So that's why, as much as I like the player, I still have to recognize that not really the best class. Okay. We are going to jump into some team playbooks. So let's go ahead and do this giveaway. Okay, bang. Let's go ahead and do this giveaway. I'm going to raffle off 3 names to get early access to the rookie tear down tool. Here we go. First name that's going to win today. Our first name is going to be Silver Knight. We're going to get 2 more names in here, though. 2 more names ready. And the next one is Jamal Addis. And our last winner for today is going to be the name B. Mikaria. Okay? To all of our 3 winners, all I need from you is DM me on Discord. There's my username. I need a screenshot of your YouTube account to verify, and I'll make sure and get you early access to that rookie report, which should release for everyone else soon. How did Mason Dodd get in here? Okay, Mason Dodd is in the call. Mason Dodd, you are not an annual Mother Flocker member. You're abusing your powers here, but I guess we can listen to what the guy's got to say. Let's take a second here.
Hey, longtime listener, first time caller. A big fan. Really appreciate everything that you do. And I just wanted to ask, when are you going to update your rankings on the site? Because to be honest with you, I've gotten through the first 10 players and I don't know what to do at this point. And I just kind of need somebody to copy. So thank you. Appreciate it. And much love.
Okay, the funny part is that's probably very real. Every word, I think, is probably complete truth. Yeah, I have updated. I currently have a top 34, but the reason I haven't updated on the site yet is because I just think it's a pointless exercise right now. I believe hopefully tomorrow we get a couple running backs in 4, couple running backs in 5, and that's probably going to drastically impact rankings. We might have a 4th round running back ranked as my 203 this year or something. It's pretty bad. So I would say probably by this time tomorrow, when we're doing our first real rookie draft, I'm aiming to have them updated then. But on my back end sheet, I've got them updated right now. I can tell you that it makes me very sad looking at it. So probably by tomorrow. And Mason, you seem like a good kid, man. You seem like a good kid. Thanks for jumping into the stream. I just think there could be something special in your future. I don't know why, but I just feel like propelled to tell you that if you've never tried working outside with your shirt off, I think it could transform your life. I don't know if today, right now, we sit here and you're watching the stream and you are like, you know what? I'd be ashamed to go outside and just show people what I've got underneath that. No, just pop the top off. Let everybody see what you got going on there. And run a couple marathons. I just think your life's going to be much, much better after that, my friend. But okay, let's jump into some trade questions here. And again, all trade questions tonight are BOGO, okay? And that is for the next 24 hours. We'll have BOGO trade questions. Okay. Mason says they really got to hope we got good Coleman Washington landing spots. Yeah, I got you, man. Okay, Obi Uno with a Superflex 12-team start 9. And he's saying 0.5 points per first down, 0.5 PPR, and tight end premium. This would leave a huge hole at wide receiver 2, but I'm a sucker for consolidation. So you're going to send away Pickens and Igbuka for Jefferson. I hate this trade. I'm sorry, man. I love Justin Jefferson, but I'm not making this deal. It's a start 9, so I can see why you would want to make the deal. But quite frankly, the 112 is equivalent to a random 27 second to me right now. Like, genuinely. Would you rather have Denzel Boston, or a random 27 second? I don't know. So the 112 and the second don't really contribute that much to this trade. And I don't think I would trade Pickens plus Igbuka for Justin Jefferson right now. I'd love to hear from the chat, though. Maybe they have a different opinion. If you made this trade, you would still have a terrible quarterback, too. But you'd be starting Josh Allen, Cam Ward, Genty Achan. Yeah, bro, look at your receiver room. Even in a start 9, you can't make that move, bro. No way. Not a chance, dog. I mean, even in a really small start 9 league, your starting lineup, again, Josh Allen, Cam Ward, Genty Achan, Jefferson Godwin, Okonkwo, and I love Okonkwo. And then your 2 flexes right now are, what, Swift, and you're praying Stephon Diggs goes somewhere? Yeah. Hard pass for me. Sorry, man. You're not in a position to consolidate. You can't consolidate when Chris Godwin becomes your wide receiver, too. So, hard pass. Duringo here. This is a super flex 10-team start 9, small league, small lineup. He says it's a keeper league. 8 are kept. He gets the 604, 704, 304, 404 on top. Sacking this year for Jeremiah Smith. So he would send away Collins, a 27 first, the 107, 109, 201 for the 101 and the 103. Here's the thing, guys. You have to think keeper league is a little bit different to a dynasty league. So that 107 probably won't even have that much more value. Yeah, the 107, 109, 201 are really not that important to me in a 10-team start 9. So it's not that I'm completely ignoring them, but they don't really play a huge part in this trade. I would do this deal. Small league. I don't need to look at your roster, but even looking at your roster, this is just a different scenario compared to the previous team because you're in a 10-team start 9. And again, guys, you can't look at this trade like a normal dynasty league. It's not. That's not how you value these picks. It's a keeper league. It's different. But yeah, the way I view this is if you were to trade for the 101 from me, I think at minimum I'm probably asking for Nico, a 27 first, and maybe another pick. And I would very happily pay the 107 and the 2-1 for the 103. So I'm pretty comfortably taking the 101 and the 103 there. Thanks for letting me look at the trade. Okay. We've got T. Gotzi here. What's up, brother? T. Gotzi's sending away Roma Dunze for the 104. Wow. That's a good question. So for me, it's do you want the 104 or Jadarian Price / maybe Mekhi Lemon / maybe Fernando Mendoza? I know that the popular thing to do right now is to be all in on Luther Burden, and for some reason, people feel like you have to be out on Roma Dunze. I don't feel that way, especially with the coaching staff in Chicago. I still think that Roma Dunze can break out and become a top 12 dynasty receiver. I think he's capable of putting up multiple 1,000-yard years. You know, if he ends up with 1,107 this year, it wouldn't shock me. I just think he's too talented not to produce. So right now, I probably am going to have to lean Rome Odunze. But that's pretty close. And we've got almost 300 people in the chat. So let's ask them as well. But I'm pretty confidently going to keep Odunze there. You know, I know it's 2 years out now, so saying something like a top 10 drafted receiver, a great prospect, I know it's not going to hold much weight anymore. But I wholeheartedly believe that if Rome Odunze didn't have that injury last year, mid-season, he would have had an incredible year. And we'd be looking back and saying, dang, look at the year Rome Odunze had. So not everybody's going to agree with me. That's okay. Right now, out of all the people who have voted, about 60% are saying Rome. But the great Mason Dodd, to be fair, he did just ask me to copy my rookie rankings. So keep that in mind. But he said he's going to take the 104 there. I will say the 104 probably has more flexibility. Like if your rookie draft is in June or something, the 104 is going to have more flexibility from here to then. But I do still prefer Rome myself. Okay, Modest Mouse in the building. Says, awesome website. You did get the BOGO offer when it started, so I'm going to give you a free trade question voucher. Again, BOGOs for all trade questions today. As long as they are paid trade questions, guys. If you're using your vouchers, the vouchers don't count towards BOGO, right? Because you didn't really pay for a trade question, right? But Modest Mouse here, I appreciate you. It's a Superflex 10-team start 9. He would send away a random 27 first for George Pickens. It's a 10-team start 9. Well, right now, I think in this class, what do you think, guys? I think you'd have to pay the 103 for George Pickens to get him back. Because people are going to say Jordan Tyson or Pickens. Well, Pickens has done it. He's still young. So I would be comfortable trading a random future 27 first for the 103 equivalent today. Obviously, the one caveat here is if the pick that you're trading has a high chance of being the 101 and Jeremiah Smith, then you wouldn't really want to make that deal. But assuming it's just projected to be a mid or late, I would pretty comfortably take the George Pickens side there. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for submitting that question. Tiz in the building. He is sending the 112 for DeAndre Swift. I can't believe we're here, but I think I'm pretty comfortably on the DeAndre Swift side. And I imagine if I put a poll up, and I will, that you guys would probably agree. Man, the craziest part about this cycle is, I don't know if you guys remember, but I made a trade back in January. I made a video, and I was encouraging you guys to make the same type of deals. At that time, it was possible. I was talking Breece Hall, Ken Walker, two names that really disappointed people, but were heading into free agency and had a chance to really improve their value. And my first trade of 2026 in Dynasty Leagues was sending the 111 for Ken Walker. That's crazy looking back on. And look, maybe if he re-signs with Seattle, people have a different opinion. But it was funny because you looked at the replies here, and people were like, you're going to regret this in 12 months. Are you stupid? And then the other side was that I fleeced the person. It was really the duality of man. And now we're sitting here and saying, well, would you rather have Swift or the 112? It's just crazy. It's just crazy how this cycle has gone. You know, this really is the one year where in most years, Dynasty rookie picks do gain value when the draft happens. This might be the one year where it really doesn't. I think you got to take Swift here. And 80% of the people in the chat agree that they would take Swift. Okay, let's go to Sparrow here. What's up, Sparrow? Would I rather have Casey Concepcion or Eli Stowers? Wow, it's just a straight up question here. He says, my trade question is actually about who to draft. Okay. Not sure if it's allowed. Yeah, it's allowed, bro. You can use they're your vouchers. You can use them however you want. Look, I would pretty comfortably have Concepcion ranked ahead of Stowers here. I can give you a little sneak peek into my projections, which we're going to add my projections for the rookie class into the rookie report. I'm super excited about that. Shout out to Kate. She's going to make that work for us. And hopefully by Monday, you'll know what I project stat-wise for every single rookie. Well, not every single rookie, but the important rookies in this class. Let me fix my camera here. Okay, so a little sneak peek. Eli Stowers. I think Eli Stowers is a very clear long-term play. You need to be careful expecting a lot from him in year one. Obviously, if A.J. Brown isn't traded, then, like, you know, terrible scenario there. But right now, I project Eli Stowers to get 66 targets. It's not a lot. That's a 13% target share. So I project him to have 50 catches, 508 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's about 7 PPR points per game. Really not ideal at all whatsoever. I know you finished your question by saying I'm between Casey or Stowers at the 108. It's a 1.5 tight end premium, so 2.5 points per reception. Wow. You're right, Sparrow. That changes a lot. The thing is, he's not going to be a relevant player for at least a year. Okay, guys, which side? Eli Stowers or Casey Concepcion? And this is a 1.5 tight end premium league. 1.5, dude? Like, some of you guys are going overboard. Sparrow, no disrespect to you, obviously, but what are we doing? 1.5 tight end premium, brother? 1.5? That's kind of ridiculous. Last year, think about this for a second. Okay, I'm doing some quick math. Okay. Last year, Trey McBride in your format scored 505 points. Trey McBride in your format averaged 29.7 points per game, bro. Like, what exactly are we doing here? That's just ridiculous. Look, in that format, if you're willing to wait, I actually don't think it's crazy to take Stowers. Stowers has a very big bust chance. Concepcion's a little bit safer. But with your premium, I think I'm probably taking Stowers in that scenario. So you're right. That context was pretty important for me to listen to. So thanks for providing it. He says, I only have Theo Johnson. Yeah. I think I'm fine to take Stowers there. It makes sense. And also, you're absolutely crazy. You're absolutely crazy for playing in that kind of formats, dude. Like, my gosh. That's wild sauce, brother. Okay. So we'll take Stowers there. Thanks for the question, my friend. Chase and Breakers in the chat. Tight end premium is normally like 0.5, right? Like a 0.75 tight end premium is quite drastic. A full point premium is even more drastic. But typically a 0.5 premium is crazy. Or is normal, excuse me. He's saying 1.5. 1.5. But it might be the Trey McBride route for Stowers. Although he's not the same blocker that McBride was coming out. Anyway, Chase and Breakers. Okay. Would we rather have Cam Scattaboo and the 104 or Jeremiah Love? What do you think, guys? Thing is with Scat, I mean, just looking at my projections, projections are always just crucial to the way I project 1 year out. And right now, today, I don't know how you're not giving Scatterboo the majority of the work there in New York. I've got him projected for 46 receptions, 11% target share, 281 attempts, over 15 points per game. And I don't know why that would be crazy to say either. At the same time, Scatterboo historically is in that range where it's not uncommon for those players to be replaced. Sometimes you're Damian Pierce. Sometimes you're Kyron Williams. So you're getting a guarantee with Jeremiah Love here. Let's look at the team. If you made this trade, you'd have Lamar, Daniel Jones, Love, Breece Hall, Chase Olave, Gadsden. I mean, your team isn't really that good, to be honest, my friend. I think this depends on if you have your 27 first or not. If you have your future picks, then I'm probably going to keep the 101 there. But if you don't have your future picks, I think you almost have to keep Scatterboo side. So, yeah. You have your future picks, then I'm fine to take the 101 there. The chat is very much on the side of the 101 as well. You might have noticed that. Okay, I'm going to jump into some team reviews here. You can still submit a trade question if you want to get the BOGO offer, but I am going to go ahead and jump into our team reviews. We've got 3 options on our team reviews when you go to purchase one. By default, every annual Mother Flocker member gets a live team playbook already as a voucher. You can upgrade that default to Pro Pass and double your playbooks, the Priority Pass and jump the queue. And if you're a member of a different promo code, you can buy all these options on the site a la carte. All right, Jay Blaze. His name is Jaggin Golf, which is wild. You know what, Jay Blaze? A little out of pocket, but I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you be you. No judgment here. So that's our team name, and there we are. Superflex start 10. It is a middle ground lineup, and it's a small league. Your team is ranked 4th on the site. The site has you 9th at quarterback, 1st at running back, 4th at receiver, 4th at tight end. He says, won my league last year. Feels like I'm going to have to make some moves soon to stay relevant in the coming years. Let's have a look here. You do have the 105 and the 207 this year. You have your 27 first next year, but no other picks. So that is something that we will obviously have to keep in mind here. We will jump into the war room here in a second. Come up with the game plan for those rookie picks. But, okay, let's have a look. So we are starting Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Gibbs, Achane, Amon-Ra, Rice, Warren. And then we are flexing Higgins, Jameson, and then either Henderson or Judkins, one of those names, or Brashul Tootin. Not a bad team. You do feel very much like you're a contending roster. I don't think you're really like waiting around for anything, so I definitely call you a contender. And I probably would give this a B+ overall. It's a good team. You've got a good foundation of players there. I think you could use a quarterback 3, but you have so many talented names that you can wait on that. And if anybody gets injured in season, you can adjust from there. Your 2 untouchables would be from the same team, which would be Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Players I would be looking to hold. Well, look, Jordan James is still one of my favorite holds. I know they just drafted Kalen Black. I think Jordan James is a better prospect. I could be wrong. Jack Besh, we talked about how he was a pretty big winner after today's draft. In fact, I need to take a second and move Adonai Mitchell down because Adonai Mitchell is basically combusted in value now. And on the opposite side, Jack Besh has definitely improved his value. I don't know what to think about the Jaden Reed extension yet. It's so strange. Such a strange move. Yeah. Okay, Jack Besh we want to hold. Malik Washington. I mean, my gosh. The Miami Dolphins. I know they got Chris Bell, and I know they got... who was that other kid from... Was it Cincinnati? I was just shocked that they didn't spend a first-round pick on one of those guys. Last name I would hold here is Dylan Sampson. We'll see. I think Judkins will be fine coming back, but he's a good player to have on your bench. You can drop Isaiah Bond. I can't really think of a single reason to hold on to Isaiah Bond at this point. And then if you need to drop another player, Spencer Rattler is a name that you could drop. I'm not going to say that you have to, obviously. Is there anybody on your waiver wire that's interesting? Oh, none of these players are interesting anymore. Hunter Henry to an extent, but no, not really. Your waiver wire is quite naked at this point. At this present moment and time. All right. Let's jump to the chalkboard here and come up with a game plan for these rookie picks. Right now, if you were to stick and pick at that 105 spot, we're starting to really see a consensus of Lemon, Mendoza, Jadarian Price. Yeah, that's really that top 6 range. So if you stick and pick, you're probably going to end up with one of these names. Mendoza's not a terrible play for you, especially considering who your quarterback 3 is. At the 207, gosh, I still don't think we know who the 207 is going to be. Still pretty up in the air, unfortunately. So let's go with BPA there. But what you could do instead is trade these picks, because you really are ready to contend right now. Like, I would love to know what the 105, if we could get a running back upgrade, if we could get a wide receiver upgrade. I'll look at the chalkboard for you there. If you're going to send the pick straight up, then right now at that 105 spot, I feel like Nico Collins is probably in play with all the conversations we've heard around him. Chris Olave could be in play if someone doesn't believe in him. I don't think you're going to get a George Pickens, but I don't want to rule him out completely. Who else would be there? This is Emeka Egbuka. We just talked about Roma Dunze. So you would have a lot of options if you wanted to shop that pick. It just depends if you prefer one of the veterans already in the NFL or a rookie. At the 207, man, quite frankly, you're not going to get a Godwin. I don't even think you get a Jalen McMillan. This is... Jeez. Maybe... Oh, gosh. Maybe you get a Shakir. It's really bad. It's really bad, man. Yeah, I don't even know who you could trade that for anymore. Obviously, if you can trade for a future second, then you do it. But otherwise, you use in a package to upgrade, right? If you want to tack that on to the 105 with this running back wide receiver upgrade we will look at here in a second, then you can do that. Yes, Grant, I do the trade questions live, my friend, if you submit them while I'm live. And either way, I'll be live tomorrow as well. Yes, Scat, we do play on Sleeper, my friend, for all the leagues that I host with land. It's all on Sleeper. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and post this to the Discord, JBlaze. So where you can find that, it's very easy. Right here in the War Room. Every time we finish a War Room, we come up with a game plan for you for your rookie draft. It automatically gets posted to the War Room Discord channel under the land community. So anybody who gets a team review will instantly have a game plan for the rookie draft based off of what we've talked about here on the stream. But that's where you can find it, my friend. You can download it to your phone, have it ready to go for draft day, for your rookie draft day. But let's jump into your chalkboard, because we want to explore an idea of packaging the 107 together with the 207 this year, seeing what that can bring us. If we can package the 107, 207 plus Bashul Tutin, we'd like to see what that package can get us. So let's just have a look at those options here. Okay, starting off with the 105 and Bashul Tutin. I'm thinking we turn that into, yeah, a receiver or a running back will be fine here. I don't think it's crazy to say, like, it's not likely, but like Devon Achane isn't crazy here. Omarion Hampton, you might have to pay a little bit more for. But here's the thing, like, are you really going to pay this for James Cook or Jonathan Taylor? Probably not. So, James Cook, Jonathan Taylor, you know, Ken Walker, it feels like an overpay to pay that much for these guys when Bashul Tutin has a chance to break out. Bashul Tutin's a big winner out to the NFL draft himself. So there's a very limited group of players you can trade for there. I will say at the 105, James Cook is an easy trade for you to make. Ken Walker, another easy trade for you to make there. Jonathan Taylor, if you want to go out there and try and compete right now. But if we look at this, this for a wide receiver, then who could you be in range for here? I mean, is Drake London a real possibility or not? Like, is that a player that you could potentially grab? If not Drake London, you know, it's hard because Tet McMillan maybe makes sense there. But you might be paying a premium on Tet at that price, considering the 105 might be Mekhi Lemon anyway. So, difficult. I mean, Justin Jefferson is a no-brainer. And people are quite low on him right now. I mean, shoot, could you send Justin Jefferson? And I wonder if the Jefferson owner has a need at tight end. They don't. That sucks. But other thing we can quickly look at is, do any of these teams have tight end needs? Because you've got Sam Laporta you can float in a deal. The Mark Andrews, okay. So with this type of deal, can we add Sam Laporta to the McMillan deal? Sam Laporta. And then try and get back McMillan and Luther Burden. Maybe that can make more sense. Right? So I'll give you both of those trades as options here. I think that's more fair than the first one that you were going to do for Tet McMillan. For Chase Brown, I wonder if you can send like Bashul Tutin and the 207 for Chase Brown. But those are some ideas there. Obviously, you're a contender. Want to go out and win a championship this year with a squad like that. Hope that's helpful. Appreciate you. You will get your team playbook here within the next 3 to 4 business days. So just stay tuned to the message tab on the Flock Fantasy website where we will send your playbook to you, my friend. Appreciate you big time. Thanks for letting me look at it. Okay, Crush might be the last review of the day. Of course, you guys can get your reviews in if you want to have me review your squad today. But shout out to Crush. I'm here, my friend. Let me know if you're here with me. And let's look at the team. Your team name is Crush55. So definitely staying on brand there with the 5s. Superflex 12 team start 12. Jeez, that's a big lineup. That's a big lineup, Crush. 12 teams start 12. Goodness Lord. You've got to account for 7 receivers maybe, or was that 5 flex spots? You're currently ranked 9th in this league. The Flock site has your quarterbacks ranked 4th, 9th at running back, 7th at receiver, 9th at tight end. Okay. He says some different settings in this league. 6-point passing touchdown, start 3 running back, and 0.1 point per carry. Big play bonuses for passes, rushes, and receptions, and a full point tight end premium. Where should I be looking at taking? Who should I be taking at the 106? Okay, wow. That's honestly pretty impressive. That's a crazy lineup, dude. So again, you have to start 3 running backs in this league. So that will give you 4 flexes. Wow. You guys have made every position just so valuable. 0.1 points per carry is not actually that big of a deal. But having to start 3 running backs every week is got to be impossible. I mean, think about that for a second. 12 teams. 12 teams. If everybody has a starting running back, that's 36 running backs across the roster. That's not even possible. That's wild. Okay, let's have a geese. We've got the 106 and the 206 this year. So unfortunately, day 2 didn't really go the way you probably would have wanted it to, with considering that you own that 206. But we will look at that war room here in a second. So you are starting Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Bucky, Chuba, Rashad, I guess. Chris Olave, Lab McConkey, Hawkinson, yikes, Waddle, AJ Brown, and then who the hell are we flexing? Maybe Brandon Ayuk, I guess Khalil Shakir. Not fun, man. Not fun. What's some of the top teams in your league look like? Oh, dude, I respectfully, Crush, I don't know how you're contending with a team like this. This guy's starting Daniels, Dak, Genty, Taylor, Lamb, London, Bowers. He's got Chase Brown at RB3. He's flexing Pickens, Nico, Devonta Smith, Tucker Kraft in a full PPR. I mean, he's got Bashul Tootin on his bench, which is better than any flex, really, that you've got available to you. His bench running back is better than your RB2. I'm saying all this because I'm just not sure how realistic it is that we can compete this year. Now, to be fair, outside of that one dominant team, there's a lot of bad teams. What a crazy league, dude. Yeah, I just think you'd maybe make the playoffs. I don't think you really win a game, though. At the same time, to have Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, some of these vets, Chuba, Rashad. I think we're going to have to... Yeah, we're going to have to punt at least 1 year. So I'm going to say 1 year punt. And then hopefully we can come to the table next year with a lot more assets. As of right now, the team grade is going to sound harsh, but it's because I have to consider all the context of your league format. And I would say right now you're probably... My brain initially said C-. I think that's fair as well. You do not have any untouchables on this team. Players that you should hold. I mean, as of right now, hold Rashad White and sell him in season. Players that you should hold right now, I would say Brandon Ayuk is a player I'm holding. Banking on signing somewhere before the year. Tez Johnson is a player that I'm holding. My gosh, the Eli Stowers pick killed your ability to sell Dallas Goedert. That's rough. I would also hold TJ Hawkinson in hopes that new quarterback maybe is a little more friendly towards him. But you have plenty of drop options here. Like Ray McLeod, I am shocked that Ray McLeod is rostered in a league. Adam Thielen. I don't even remember if Adam Thielen's on an NFL team anymore, man. Nick Nash. There's how much time do you have? You can drop a lot of these names. Marvin Mims. If you want to get rid of any of these guys, you can feel free to just drop them off the team. Ooh, Tank Dell. Brother, Tank Dell is definitely more valuable than all those receivers I just named. For sure. Ryan Flournoy, I would add as well over those guys. I'd take a shot on Savion Williams over those names that you have rostered as well. And then Jerome Ford is the RB3 in Washington. But if injuries occur, he could have value. And this is not a league that gives you a lot of value on the waiver wire, unfortunately. Okay. So let's jump into the war room here. At the 106, thank God, Crush, the draft went the way it did, because now that tier is extended from the 105 all the way to the 106. And you're probably between these players, although it's unlikely Tyson's available. It's probably one of Tyson, Lemon, Mendoza, Price, right? That's probably one of those names. At the 206, I mean, dude, it's like a complete shit show right now. As of today, Antonio Williams would be my favorite pick if he's available there, but we got to wait and see what happens day 3. Someone said, Crush says, no Sadiq with this tight end premium. It is full point, isn't it? Dude, you have to start 3 running backs. I would put Price over. Yeah. I get it, but your league is crazy everywhere. I mean, you have to start 3 running backs. I would heavily suggest Price over Sadiq in that format. And then Mendoza, I was looking. You have so many teams that only have 1 quarterback in a Superflex league. That would give you so much trade power. I mean, we've got like 6 teams with no quarterback too, almost. So, I would go Mendoza and Price over Sadiq in this format. If you were to trade away this pick, obviously Burden, as a 1-year punt would be an ideal addition. I can't really tell you to go for a running back because it doesn't really make sense to do that as a rebuilder, I don't think. But yeah, like Luther Burden, Rome Odunze. I'm trying to think like this range of player. Egbuka is probably not possible. But in case it is, he'd be a great addition to your team. And again, thinking about that range, like Harold Fannin, I would probably be pretty interested in here as well. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anybody. But yeah, like in this tight end premium, a Harold Fannin, I probably would trade this pick away for, given the premium that you have. And then the 206, if you can trade for any future second, then I think it's worth your time. Outside of that, you probably just stick and pick and hope you hit a home run in a terrible class. But Crush, Let me know if you have any questions on how to find this war room. But essentially, guys, from here on out, anybody who gets a war room, it's instantly available for you in the war room text channel. We have a bot that instantly sends you your game plan, so you can download that to your phone and be ready to go for your rookie draft. But again, that's right under the LAN tab in the Discord and in the war room text channel. Okay, let's jump to the chalkboard because there are certainly some ideas here. Like Jalen Hurts is a name that we could definitely look at selling this year. AJ Brown, after he's a Patriot, you're going to have the ability to sell him. In season, I think a name like Chuba Hubbard you could sell. I would add to that name Rachaad White in season. That's assuming that he ends up being like the starter in Washington. Jalen Waddle, I would sell, given where you are. Alvin Kamara, you really can't get anything for anymore, dude. I don't think those tight ends are worth anything anymore either. But let's look at Jalen Hurts. Okay, ideally you do a huge tier down and gain a huge amount of capital in return. So when I think of a huge tier down, Tyler Shuck was exactly where my mind went. And in saying that, you know, something like a Tyler Shuck plus, you know, a 27 first. I would do that. If that's not available, I know they have the 105 in this class. That would be really ideal for you. Shuck was the first thing that came to mind. I'd tear down to CJ Stroud. You know, something like CJ Stroud plus the 102. You know, I'd do that. I'd also consider the 104 plus something. Let's say the 104 plus. Damn. I don't think a plus really makes sense here, unfortunately. But if you could do like Emeka Egbuka and then you send back AJ Brown in this deal, AJ Brown, I think that is how you move off of both of them. That would be great. Anybody else that you could tear down to? You'd have to get real return, and nobody else is going to give you a real return. AJ Brown, you want a 27 first, right? When he becomes a Patriot, I think people are going to be willing to give you a 27 first. If not, then I would be happy to settle for a 2028 first for him as well. Then for a Chuba Hubbard, really, you're aiming, well, in your league, actually, there is a chance where you got to start 3 receivers that you could get a future first in any year. It's very unlikely. For Rachaad White, there's a chance that you could get multiple future seconds, right? But again, unlikely. This is only if these guys are living up to their full potential. What's more likely for those two is that you're going to get multiple seconds for Chuba Hubbard, and then you would get, a future second for Rachaad White. But with a name like Jalen Waddle, just like AJ Brown, you should be able to get a 27 first for Jalen Waddle in this league where it's really hard to find starters. If that has to be in 2028, I'm not opposed to it being a 2028 pick either. So, yeah. Crush, let me know if you have any questions, man. But that's probably the complete game plan for me. I do think Krosky Merritt has a great chance to start. Reality is they're probably both going to play an important part in that backfield. He says, I'm good. No worries, man. Good to hear. I appreciate you big time. You will get your team playbook here within the next 3 to 4 business days. We're going to end today on a trade question. G-Dog is going to get that free BOGO offer on the trade questions to come back. He's asking in a Superflex Start 10 league if he should send away London in the 102 to get back Amon-Ra in the 105. Wow. Super interesting question here. The way I view this now is Drake London and Carnell Tate, or Amon-Ra and Jadarian Price. Wow. If you made this move, you'd have May, Dart, Ginty, Chase Brown. Maybe you add Jadarian Price there. At receiver, you'd have Amon-Ra, Olave. At tight end, you're starting Bowers, and then you're flexing in a tight end premium, maybe Tucker Kraft, AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison. Wow. This is interesting. He says, I'm very much contending, but trying to catch up to a super team. What do you think, guys? Let's see. What do you prefer? Let's go London plus the 102 or Amon-Ra St. Brown plus the 105. I think it's pretty close, personally. Amon-Ra is clearly the safest asset there. Let's go to my projections for a second. So I currently have London projected to score 16.8 points per game this year. And in my redraft rankings, that would make London my wide receiver 10. I have Amon-Ra projected to score 18.5. That will be down from previous years because I'm imagining Jameson's healthy, Sam Laporte is healthy, and Isaac Tesla gets a little more involved. But then it's really like Tate versus Price. It's pretty close, honestly. It's pretty close. We are really bad historically at projecting the 102, I will just say. We are really bad historically at projecting that pick. Yeah, this is about as even as it gets. 60% of the chat is voting London in the 102. 40% votes Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 105. Probably leaning Amon-Ra here. But I just feel like Tate is so obviously the 102, but historically we're so bad at picking that 102. Look, because it's a 10-team league, I will just go with the best player in the deal, and I'll take Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's close, but best player in the deal is probably the way I would treat most 10-team leagues if it's a really close trade. But that's it for today, guys. I appreciate you. Hey, a couple things you need to know. Actually, we need to roll the spots for this Artemis League. I just realized that. No, wait. Okay, sorry. No. We're going to do that tomorrow. Okay, apologies. This is your last chance, really. Within the next 24 hours, we will officially have filled the Artemis League on landleagues.com. So just to let you guys know, if you haven't yet gotten into a league, I would definitely suggest checking this out. Technically, this time tomorrow is when we would be raffling off the spots for the Artemis League. These are leagues that you can invest your time and effort into. I've got commissioners that we pay to run these leagues. The whole goal was to give you guys a place to be a part of leagues that really matter, right? So would highly suggest that you enter this drawing if you want to be a part of a league. If you become a brand new annual Mother Flocker member and you want into this league, DM me. You will be fast-tracked right in. You get a guaranteed spot if you're a brand new member. But again, this league will be drafting on Monday night. And I believe I have 5 spots remaining. 5 spots remaining. But it's a cool site. Go check out landleagues.com. We have a new drawing every Monday night for you to be a part of. We've also got ADP from Real Drafts. We've got public leagues where people post public leagues if you want to be available and take an orphan from someone in the community or join a big money league. We've got the orphan waitlist as well if you want to take on more leagues from land runs. So go check out landleagues.com. But I appreciate you guys big time, and I'll see y'all very, very soon. Nothing but love. Enjoy the rest of your night. Deuces.